Just a short while ago, across two speeches, Prime Minister Modi put out what is being seen as the most explicit ultimatum and warning to Pakistan. Remember, after the Uri attacks in 2016, the Prime Minister had made a very mild speech when he was speaking in Kerala at the time. He said that India and Pakistan must fight a war over poverty. Well, there were no such niceties this time, because the Prime Minister said that those who perpetrated this attack have made a huge mistake, and that India will respond, and that the armed forces have the full freedom to avenge their dead in the way that they please. That may be a vague statement in many ways, because any large attack or any large plan has to have political will, shape and backing. But the messaging from the Prime Minister today, even as the tricolour draped caskets of those 40 brave Jawans arrive in the national capital, should be unmistakable once again for Pakistan. Here's what the Prime Minister said.
सब चैनल्स पे चल रहा है, सब चैनल्स पे चल रहा है।
लोगों का खून खौल रहा है, ये मैं भली भांति समझ पा रहा हूं। जो देश की अपेक्षाएं हैं, कुछ कर गुजरने की भावनाएं हैं, वो भी स्वाभाविक है। हमारे सुरक्षा बलों को पूर्ण स्वतंत्रता दे दी गई है। मैं आतंकी संगठनों को और उनके सरपरस्तों को कहना चाहता हूं कि वे बहुत बड़ी गलती कर चुके हैं। बहुत बड़ी कीमत उनको चुकानी पड़ेगी। सुरक्षा बलों को लिए आगे की कार्रवाई तय करने के लिए समय क्या हो, स्थान क्या हो, स्वरूप क्या हो, वो सारे फैसले करने के लिए इजाजत दे दी गई है। पुलवामा हमले के गुनाहगार, पुलवामा हमले के साजिशकर्ताओं को उनके किए की सजा जरूर मिलेगी। हमारा पड़ोसी देश ये भूल रहा है कि ये नई नीति और नई रीति वाला भारत है। आतंकी संगठनों और उनके आकाओं ने जो हैवानियत दिखाई है, उसका पूरा हिसाब किया जाएगा। साथियों, हमारा पड़ोसी देश इस समय आर्थिक बदहाली से बहुत बुरे दौर से गुजर रहा है। वो अब विश्व में इतना अलग थलग कर उसकी हालत इतनी खराब कर दी गई है कि बड़े बड़े देश उससे दूरी बनाने लगे हैं। बदहाली के इस दौर में वो भारत पर इस तरह के हमले करके पुलवामा जैसी तबाही मचाकर वो सोचता है कि भारत भी बदहाल हो जाएगा तो हमारे उन दुश्मन, हमारे पाकिस्तान के बैठे हुए लोग ये भली भांति समझ लें, आपने जो रास्ता अपनाया है, आपने अपनी बर्बादी देखी है। हमने जो रास्ता अपनाया है, हमारी दिन दोगुना रात चार गुना उन्नति भी दुनिया देख रही है।
And even as the Prime Minister was speaking, big protests, angry protests have erupted across many parts of the country, but especially in places like Poonch and Jammu in the wake of the Pulwama terror attack. A curfew has been imposed in many parts of the city of Jammu after protests actually turned violent. Here's India Today's Sunil G. Bhatt reporting from the Tavi River Bridge, where protests have been taking place today.
There is massive outrage across the country against the Pulwama terror attack, and here in Jammu city a total shutdown is being observed by the people. And behind me you can see the protesters here in Jammu city have set the tires on fire and the road has been blocked. There is massive anger across the Jammu region. There is a shutdown call given by the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has been supported by many traders' bodies as well as by many socio-political organizations here in Jammu region. If I can just ask my camera person to show you here, you can see that the road has been blocked by the protesters. Tires have been set on fire, and there you can see that the markets are also shut. There is tension in Jammu region. People are very angry. They are demanding that strict action should be taken against the anti-national elements in Jammu and Kashmir. And there you can see, my camera person is just showing you that hundreds of protesters have gathered here on the Tavi bridge, and they are raising slogans against Pakistan and terrorists, and they are holding tricolor in their hands, and they are saying that now the time has come to give befitting reply to Pakistan. With video journalist Neeraj Kumar, this is Sunil Bhatt reporting from Jammu for India Today.
Apart from those angry images in Jammu, Poonch and several other parts of the country, these are the two images, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody will be looking at the most today. The Prime Minister and his words. People will be trying to decode what he means, especially our neighbors across the border and the line of control, and those images of the tricolour caskets. An image that every Indian will be looking at very, very closely today, wondering what comes next. Is it going to be retaliation? Is it going to be business as usual? Does India have any realistic options, or is this just going to be business as usual? The show just goes on because India can absorb military and paramilitary casualties of this kind. We are, after all, such a large country. Is that what a cynical nation will do? Or will the political will of this government hopefully show that India can get even with Pakistan and not just retaliate, but ensure that something like this never has to happen again? I'm joined now by Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, a very well-known veteran, Brigadier Sandeep Thapar, also a popular columnist and defense analyst. And with us from Pakistan this evening, we've got journalist Mona Alam. Our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is also live with us. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for sparing the time to be with us on what has been a very, very difficult 24 hours for India. Mona, the Indian Prime Minister has effectively put Pakistan on notice right now, especially after a very, an intensely wishy-washy, defensive, almost insecure kind of official statement coming in from Pakistan. I'm not asking you a loaded question, and I haven't invited you here to attack you, Mona. I am simply asking you, what is Pakistan's reaction right now about the Indian Prime Minister saying that Pakistan has made a huge, huge mistake? The Jaish-e-Mohammed has claimed responsibility for this attack, and the Jaish-e-Mohammed is a Pakistani group.
Well, thank you. And firstly, to the Indian public, to the Indian nation, I would like to, on behalf of the Pakistani public and Pakistani people, as a Pakistani journalist and representative, I condemn this attack, and I stand by the aggrieved families, and I'm sorry for your loss. It's extremely barbaric to come across this. But having said that, I think it's not the right thing to jump the gun. That's exactly what I would tell your authorities, your government, because hours after this attack, and even when things were unfolding, the gun was jumped at Pakistan, and you were just very quick to blame Pakistan,
No,
as
the
every
Indian
other
government
attack that
actually didn't
happens
jump
in
the gun,
India
Mona.
or in the Indian-administered Kashmir.
The Indian government didn't jump the gun at all.
You can cross-question me. What else was being done there? I mean, Adil Ahmed Dar, the suicide bomber who has confessed and taken the responsibility of this attack. He is a Kashmiri rebel.
Who put
He is
out
a
the
local
video?
Kashmiri youth in the
Who
Indian
put out the
occupied.
video, and who has congratulated him? Please tell me who's put out the video and who has congratulated him and who's taken public responsibility for the attack. Please tell me who's done that.
Did government of Pakistan? No, did government of Pakistan take the responsibility? And did they put out that video?
Is the Jaish-e-Mohammed an Indian group? Is the Jaish-e-Mohammed an Indian group? Is Maulana Masood Azhar an Indian?
Jaish-e-Mohammed?
Is Maulana Masood Azhar currently in India? Not that we are aware of. Is Jaish-e-Mohammed a Pakistan-sponsored terror group or is it an Indian group?
Like, is Dawood Ibrahim not an Indian? Isn't he a Mumbaiya? And
I'm glad you asked that.
Have you seen the amount of barbarism?
I'm very glad you asked that. That's a terrible example. You walked into that, Mona. You walked into that. Dawood Ibrahim happens to be protected by your country very much like Masood Azhar. I'm glad you mentioned Dawood because that's a very bad example. He's a terrorist protected by Pakistan. Okay, yes, you're saying that India has jumped the gun. You're saying India has jumped the gun, which I was hoping for a more nuanced, a conversation from a journalist.
I can
sadly,
prove my point if you let me finish.
No, you said you jumped the gun. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Mona. We'll take it point by point. General Kulkarni, I will come back to you. I promise I will come back to you. With all respect, General Kulkarni, has India jumped the gun? I mean, in my view, we were very measured yesterday. Pakistan's name didn't come out at all. When the External Affairs Ministry briefed the press, they didn't even name Pakistan.
Absolutely.
They said the perpetrators and they said Jaish-e-Mohammed. Not once in India's External Affairs Ministry briefing is Pakistan even named.
Absolutely.
And even today the Prime Minister has not named Pakistan. He only said those responsible.
See, what happens is, I don't blame her for supporting her country. That's her prerogative to do so. But what happens is, it is a known fact that it was the ISI which prompted and I would rather say was responsible for Jaish-e-Mohammed in 2000. And Jaish-e-Mohammed is nothing but a proxy front of the ISI in India. And all along, why do you think China has, protecting Pakistan and not allowing it to be given that sanction of the United Nations? Now, if that be so, it's very, very clear that the perpetrators of this particular thing are directing, conducting, financing and equipping everybody in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Having said that, now what is more alarming is, he said that Jaish-e-Mohammed, Masood Azhar had announced 5th of February, you've heard everyone speak very clearly as to what exactly they were looking at. Even it is unfortunate that within the country also, where we have people who are absolutely supporters of these kind of perpetrators.
Absolutely.
Otherwise,
and
it's
giving them
impossible.
giving them the benefit of the doubt as well.
Otherwise, it's impossible for anybody to be able to do it.
Brigadier,
let us put it.
Okay, Brigadier Thapar, are you surprised at all with the denial about, from Pakistan as far as the Jaish-e-Mohammed is concerned? I mean, yesterday, India, there have been occasions, I will admit that there have been occasions when the media has gone overboard and, just pointed fingers instantly. Yesterday, the Jaish-e-Mohammed took responsibility immediately for what happened.
See, Shiv, Pakistan has no option. It has to deny. And that has been its strategy always, while covertly supporting the groups. In this case also, I do not think that without Pakistan's support, collecting so much of explosive, coordinating the detonation, the entire planning, because the planning is very detailed planning has been done. It is not the job of a few minions, but it has the Pakistani brains.
A network,
network and entire logistic support, infrastructure for him to carry out the attack, guidance. All that is so evident, the way the attack has been carried out, and there is no way that there is any other agency apart from Pakistan behind this attack.
Absolutely. So the default, Mona Alam is back with us, and I want to get a quick reaction before I go to Geeta and then talk about the military options that have been discussed. Mona, the general sense is Pakistan will deny. The things that the government has said, the things that journalists like you are saying, are the textbook. The usual stuff that comes out of Pakistan. It never really changes. No matter how much evidence we provide to you, no matter whether your own groups are themselves taking responsibility for these attacks. Denial is default when it comes to Pakistan.
Still don't believe 26/11?
Yeah, they don't. You
And
still don't believe
blame also,
26/11.
no, isn't blame also a default from the Indian side?
India didn't blame.
Would you deny that?
Madam, India
Tell
has
me
not
one-
blamed.
tell me one
India
good
did not blame
instance when
until the
India has
Jaish-e-Mohammed
not
said
put up
it.
the blame on Pakistan for its indigenous problems.
No, so
Tell
are
me
you
one
saying?
good instance.
Are you saying? So let me be clear in that case, Mona. Are you saying that this is a
Whether
false
it was
flag
the Uri
operation?
attack,
Are you saying that this is a false flag operation?
Whether it was the 2008 bombings.
Are you saying this is a
I
false
mean,
flag
look,
operation? That Pakistan is not
2,
involved
3
in this? Jaish-e-Mohammed is not
Look, 2,
involved in
3
this? This is a
hours-
false
no,
flag
I'm not-
operation. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. No, I'm not as illogical that I would put out the blame on you or on your government for carrying out a false flag operation until and unless thorough investigations are done. But please answer me as to why and how 350 kgs of factory-made explosive was used in this attack.
Has it not
and how do
happened
you
before?
claim that such amount of explosive?
Has it not happened
How
before?
do you claim? Has it ever? You guys are the ones who are claiming that such an attack of this nature and of this magnitude has never happened.
Unlike
Isn't it what you
Pakistan-
and your media has been claiming since yesterday?
Madam, unlike Pakistan, I and our country will personally always say that there has been an intelligence and a procedural failure, and the people responsible for it will be hunted down and justice will be served against them. They are our people. That
Even
will happen.
people like the former Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah have gone on record and have told you what your indigenous problems are, and instead of introspecting into your internal policies,
you should visit India
you are
sometime
jumping
and
the
see
gun.
what kind of respect Farooq Abdullah enjoys here, madam. I think you'll be very surprised, especially on
And
the topic
that's
of
exactly
Kashmir.
why you've
You
imposed
should be, you
Governor
will be
Raj
very
in your
surprised if you
part
see
of
what
government.
Farooq Saab enjoys when it comes to the topic of Kashmir. Anyway, I just want
That's
to...
okay, you can be notorious about him,
No, no,
but is that
I'm
why
not
you've
being
imposed
disrespectful.
Governor
I'm
Raj
simply
and
saying,
dictatorship in Jammu and
one
Kashmir on your side?
expects. You're saying that India jumps the gun without an investigation. Can I list for you what kind of an investigation has taken place after the Mumbai terror attacks? Pakistan should be ashamed of itself saying that India jumps the gun. One of the most detailed post-terror attack investigations took place after 26/11. Pakistan still does
I
not
also
accept
enlighten
that
you
its
that your own
Pakistani
former
terrorists were
police chief,
responsible
SM
for what
Mushrif,
happened in
has authored a book
26/11.
about
Don't you
2008
dare
Mumbai
lecture
attack
India about
and
jumping
has
the
called
gun
it a
on terror
categorical
attacks,
false
Mona
flag
Alam.
operation. It's
No,
not
I'm
Pakistan's
sorry.
perspective.
I'm sorry.
It's your own former police
India
chief,
jumping
SM
the gun
Mushrif,
does not
who has
happen.
authored
The
a book
media
about
has done that
2008
before. The
Mumbai
government has
attack.
never done that before. I will say this on record right now, not just as an Indian but also as a journalist.
Yep.
Let's look at for a moment the options that are there on the table right now. Let's look at the military options that are there, okay? And I want to make it very clear to our viewers today. India today does not prescribe war. We do not prescribe violence. We do not want anything that will put our men and women in the military in harm's way. But these are the options that experts, domain experts, discuss when things like this happen. Remember, there's a CCS, a Cabinet Committee on Security meeting that happened earlier this morning. Options were presented by the chiefs. We are not saying that these are the options, but options were provided. Obviously, we are not privy to those, and we shouldn't be privy to those. Those are for the military to discuss and the system to decide on. Take a look at this. Another surgical strike. Can it happen again? Very difficult to plan. Element of surprise is gone. Many people are asking, why not another surgical strike? Easy to say, difficult to execute. The others, special forces strikes on the Lashkar and the Jaish-e-Mohammed's cells, their launch pads, either across the line of control or within Jammu and Kashmir. Escalate India's army response along the line of control with heavier weapons. Just today, less than 24 hours after Pulwama, there have already been 2 ceasefire violations in the Poonch sector. But of course, this could lead to a fear of a larger conflict. Moving on to the other option, intelligence-based operations against targets in Kashmir. How about intelligence-based covert black operations behind enemy lines to kill people like Hafiz Mohammad Saeed, to kill people like Maulana Masood Azhar? Pakistan will not even know what hit it. Can India do it? We don't know. Do we have the assets? We should be having the assets. That's what capacity building in the intelligence sector is all about. Escalate the status quo along the line of control to possible shallow strikes by even regular infantry. These have been happening anyway at the tactical level. General Kulkarni, I want to bring you in. I want to recognize right now, I'm a civilian, even though I've covered defense for many years, and Brigadier Thapar has known me for many years as well. Not for a moment do I want to sit here and say that these are the military options and something like this needs to be done. I would never presume to, either recommend or prescribe to our system what needs to be done. Are any of these an option, sir?
They are. Definitely they are.
So you're basically the first officer to land on Siachen, Mona, is sitting here on India Today and telling you that all of these things are options. Please listen to it.
Now,
yeah.
Pakistan uses terrorism as an instrument of state policy. Now, this is an opportunity for Pakistan to hand over Masood Azhar to India and say, if you so feel that Pakistan is involved, here's the man, take him over and question him and find out. We've spent crores on Kasab and ensured that he spoke the truth. And the truth came out as to who were the perpetrators and from where they were controlled. If the control is in Pakistan and if Pakistan is constantly denying it, I think this is an opportunity which the journalists like Mona must be able to put it down in their newspapers, be it Dawn or all other newspapers, Tribune of theirs, and say so very clearly that yes, we must to be able to say that Pakistan is not involved. Please take over this Masood Azhar and interrogate him.
One wonders why, constantly, Mona, why there isn't more support and public action or a public uprising against people like Maulana Masood Azhar. This is a person who is widely known to be a terrorist. Why does he allow a free run? Why is he more protected than even the Prime Minister of Pakistan?
Why would he be more protected? And I wonder why you're in this strange kind of notion that he's protected more than the Prime Minister of Pakistan. It was India, I would like to remind all my fellow panelists here, who had been negotiating with terrorists, and in return, in 1999, in that hijack incident,
this is the second time you've walked into a trap, Mona. Second time. You know who those terrorists were, and you know where Maulana Masood Azhar finally landed.
I'm going into a trap, but I know my
you mentioned Dawood, now you've mentioned the IC-814 hijacking.
Me, I've never stopped you. You are rather the one.
Finish your point, Mona. Finish your point.
Yes,
you're our guest, finish your point, then I'll talk.
Thank you. Thank you for the grace. Let me finish. I'm just telling you that you are the ones who had released Masood Azhar in return of those hijackers, and you were the ones. Your state was the one who had negotiated with terrorists.
The Taliban that is close to Pakistan, yes.
In Pakistan, it was taken to Afghanistan.
Yes. And where did Maulana Masood Azhar come after that?
Maulana Masood Azhar came to Pakistan, but did he have a case against him in Pakistan or in
madam,
India?
how did he come from Afghanistan to Pakistan?
No, did he have a case? He's not prohibited in Pakistan. Why wouldn't he come to Pakistan? Does he have a case against him in Pakistan or in India?
Captured terrorist,
you were the ones who were supposed to put him on trial. But it was
a captured terrorist is very welcome in Pakistan after the IC-814 hijack. After that, the Jaish-e-Mohammed perpetrates the 2001 parliament attacks, the assembly bombings in Srinagar, the Pathankot attacks, and now what's happened in Pulwama, and you're and you're saying that he is not banned in Pakistan.
And he has a huge thing in Bawalpur.
Hold on, Mona. 1 second. The Home Minister speaking. Indian.
और मैं यह मानता हूं कि उनकी शहादत को केवल हम ही लोगों ने सैल्यूट नहीं किया है, बल्कि सारा भारत ऐसे बहादुर जवानों की शहादत को सैल्यूट किया है, पूरे भारत ने। और मैं यकीन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि भारत सरकार और साथ ही साथ जम्मू कश्मीर की सरकार भी यह पूरी तरह से शहीद जवानों के परिवारों के साथ खड़ी है। और सभी राज्य सरकारों से भी मैंने यह अनुरोध किया है कि जो भी शहीद परिवारों की अधिकतम वह मदद कर सकते हों, वह परिवारों की अधिकतम मदद करें। और श्रद्धांजलि देने के बाद आज अधिकारियों के साथ भी एक हमारी बैठक हुई है, जिसमें आज राज्यपाल महोदय थे, होम सेक्रेटरी थे, चीफ सेक्रेटरी जम्मू कश्मीर, डीजीपी जम्मू कश्मीर और आर्मी कमांडर और डीजी CRPF और कुछ सीनियर ऑफिसर्स उसमें मौजूद थे। जो भी आवश्यक निर्देश देने चाहिए वो आवश्यक निर्देश सारे अधिकारियों को दिया है। और मैं बता देना चाहता हूं कि हमारे सुरक्षा के बलों का हौसला पूरी तरह से बुलंद है और आतंकवाद के खिलाफ हम जो निर्णायक लड़ रहे हैं उसमें हमें कामयाबी मिलेगी। और इस हमारी निर्णायक लड़ाई के साथ पूरा देश पूरी ताकत के साथ, पूरी मजबूती के साथ खड़ा है। और जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम को भी मैं अपनी तरफ से यकीन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि सीमा पार से आतंक फैलाने वाली जो ताकतें हैं, उनके मंसूबों को हम किसी भी सूरत में कामयाब नहीं होने देंगे। मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि जम्मू का कश्मीर की जनता आतंकवाद के खिलाफ इस लड़ाई में पूरी तरह से हमारे साथ है। कुछ ऐसे एलिमेंट्स हैं जो सीमा पार की जो आतंकवादी ताकतें हैं, आतंकवादी संगठन हैं अथवा आईएसआई, इनके साथ उनकी मिली भगत है और आतंकवाद की गहरी साजिश में ऐसे सारे लोग भी कुछ शामिल हैं। और मैं कहना चाहता हूं, ऐसे लोग जम्मू कश्मीर की जनता के भविष्य के साथ वो खिलवाड़ तो कर ही रहे हैं और खास तौर से हमारे जम्मू कश्मीर के नौजवानों के भविष्य के साथ भी वो खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं। और मैं ये भी कहना चाहूंगा कि पाकिस्तान और आईएसआई से पैसा लेने वाले भी कुछ एलिमेंट्स यहां पर हैं, कुछ ताकतें हैं। और मैंने आज कहा है स्पष्ट रूप से यहां अधिकारियों को भी जम्मू कश्मीर के कि ऐसे लोग जो पाकिस्तान से पैसा लेते हैं, आईएसआई के साथ जिन लोगों की मिली भगत है, उनके सिक्योरिटी को रिव्यू किया जाना चाहिए। और मैं पूरे देश की जनता से भी अपील करना चाहता हूं कि इस समय बहुत सारे ऐसे भी एलिमेंट्स हैं जो कम्युनल हार्मनी को तोड़ने की अपनी तरफ से कोशिश करेंगे। लेकिन मैं जानता हूं कि जब भी इस प्रकार का संकट देश के सामने आया है तो चाहे कोई किसी जाति का हो, किसी पंथ का हो, किसी मजहब का हो, किसी धर्म का हो, सभी एकजुट होकर इसके खिलाफ संघर्ष करने के लिए खड़े हुए हैं। और आज तो मैं कह सकता हूं, भारत की बात छोड़िए, दुनिया की इस्लामिक कंट्रीज ही आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ने के लिए एक साथ अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच पर खड़ी हो रही हैं। इसलिए ऐसी ताकतें यदि कोशिश करती हैं तो उनको मुंहतोड़ जवाब दिया जाना चाहिए। आज मैं यह भी कहना चाहूंगा कि कन्वाय के ऊपर जो हमारे सीआरपीएफ का कन्वाय था, जिस तरीके से उस पर फिराइन हमला हुआ है, तो आज की बैठक में यह निर्णय हुआ है कि जिस समय कन्वाय चलेगा, बड़ा कन्वाय चलेगा, उस समय हमें सिविलियंस के मूवमेंट को थोड़े समय के लिए रोकना पड़ेगा। उसके कारण हमारे सिविलियंस को थोड़ी देर के लिए असुविधा हो सकती है। उसके लिए हम उनसे क्षमा चाहेंगे। और मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि सभी लोग अमन शांति बनाकर रखने की कोशिश करें। और मैंने यह भी कहा है कि यदि सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द अथवा अमन अमान को बिगाड़ने की कोशिश किसी की तरफ से की जाती है तो पूरी शक्ति के साथ उनसे निपटा जाना चाहिए। धन्यवाद।
राजनाथ जी, क्या आप मानते हैं जिस प्रकार से ये हमला हुआ, पहले से अलर्ट भी मौजूद था, एसओपी भी है कॉन्वॉयज को लेकर, लेकिन उसके बावजूद मिलिटेंट ने इतना बड़ा प्लान किया, इतना बड़ा एक्सप्लोसिव लेकर ये हमला करने में कामयाब हुई? क्या आप मानते हैं कि सिक्योरिटी लैब्स चूक हुई है कहीं?
अब वो सारा इन्वेस्टिगेशन, इस समय में पूरी घटना के बारे में इन्वेस्टिगेशन का सिलसिला चल रहा है। अब देखेंगे आगे क्या चीजें निकल कर आती।
सर, जम्मू में हालात खराब हुए हैं, कर्फ्यू लगाना पड़ा है, क्या अपील करेंगे वहां के लोगों को?
नहीं, यहाँ के भी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को मैंने दो टूक शब्दों में कहा है कि यदि सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द को, सामाजिक समरसता को तोड़ने की किसी के द्वारा कोशिश की जाती है तो उसके साथ सख्ती के साथ पेश आना चाहिए। और जम्मू पूरी तरह से नॉर्मल है, जो जानकारी प्राप्त हुई।
Okay, I want to go across now to India Today's Pulwama Saha, who's with us live from the Palam Air Base in Delhi, where the mortal remains of the 40 CRPF personnel who lost their lives in the line of duty yesterday in Pulwama have arrived. The Prime Minister is supposed to be there as well. I want to go across to Pulwama. Pulwama, has the Prime Minister already arrived and left, or is he yet to arrive?
Well, Shiv, we're expecting the Prime Minister to be here because from the earlier reports, which we know from our sources within the Ministry of Defence, is that the Prime Minister and Raksha Mantri Nirmala Sitharaman will be in Delhi to pay their homage and last respects to the martyred soldiers. So we're just waiting for word on that. The Prime Minister landed a short while ago from Jhansi, where he was attending an official program after flagging off the Vande Bharat Express earlier in the morning, where again on both both occasions, he's spoken in the most strongest possible terms against the Pulwama attack and said that obviously the security forces have a free hand to go ahead and avenge this attack and ensure that security prevails on the ground in Kashmir. So we're just waiting for word from inside Parliament Technical on the Prime Minister's arrival at the spot.
Okay, Pulwama, we leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us. We, of course, will keep tracking your frame for when the Prime Minister arrives. But apart from Pakistan, it's very easy to forget, and most people may not even know, that the big hand behind the terror group that perpetrated yesterday's attack that has killed 40 of India's CRPF personnel happens to actually be China. While Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar continues to bleed India, it is China, viewer, that has refused to end the protection it gives to this dreaded terrorist. In an official statement from its foreign ministry, China has condemned the terror attack yesterday in the usual blank vanilla language, but it has once again formally refused to back India's appeal to designate Maulana Masood Azhar as a global terrorist by the United Nations and to blacklist him. The Chinese foreign minister says that they will follow the rules of the UN Security Council on listing of Masood Azhar as a global terrorist, which basically means they will stick with their stand 3 times before, 2016, 2017 and 2018, when they have refused India's move. China argues that there has been no link available for at least a decade or more and no corroborative evidence of Masood Azhar being involved in these terror attacks. This even as Masood Azhar continues to roam with impunity in Pakistan. And as our guest from Pakistan today says, he's not banned. Of course he's not banned. He holds rallies, stadium-sized conventions under the Imran Khan government's nose. And Imran's Naya Pakistan has turned a helpless, totally useless and impotent blind eye. I want to bring in our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, for more on this. Geeta, how is China's, willful protection and shielding of a man like Masood Azhar and the Jaish-e-Mohammed going to be seen in light of what happened in Pulwama yesterday, especially since today they've basically reiterated that they will continue to protect him?
Well, Shiv, there might be a lot of reaction and heartburn when it comes to India, but China will remain unfazed. They're not bothered about what the international community or the world thinks about them and what their stand is. They're going to continue protecting Pakistan. Pakistan is not just an economic partner, it's a strategic partner. The whole of BRI and CPEC depends on Pakistan's cooperation with China, and that's the reason why they're going to continue supporting Pakistan. Moving the 1267 Al-Qaeda sanctions committee at the United Nations Security Council would be a futile effort, because there is no way that China is going to go against Pakistan on the issue of Masood Azhar, one individual, versus the entire gamut of strategic play that they have in Pakistan.
Okay, Geeta, thanks very much for the moment. And we're going to go across live now to images of Home Minister Rajnath Singh, who is visiting the injured persons at the hospital. Okay, I'm sorry, this is not Rajnath Singh, it's the Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. Sorry for that wrong information. That's the Governor of Jammu and Kashmir visiting the injured CRPF personnel at the hospital. Okay, that is Rajnath Singh. That is Rajnath Singh and the Governor at a hospital in Srinagar visiting the injured. Well, Home Minister Rajnath Singh speaking to the press just a short moment ago, and not just condemning the attack but also reiterating that decisions taken at the Cabinet Committee on Security have given freedom to the security forces to avenge India, but also that Pakistan has been put strictly on notice at this point on what India's next course of action will be. Many of these men have escaped barely with their lives. Let's try and listen.
गाड़ी सर बीच में ट्रक चल रहे थे तो ट्रकों को साइड कर रही थी कोई प्रॉब्लम है यस ये आपने 100 एवरेज ये आगे वाली गाड़ी है फिर पीछे वाली गाड़ी पीछे वाली गाड़ी पे during that earlier in
You can see in the pictures is the 15 Corps commander of the Indian Army, Lieutenant General Dhillon, and there are other members of the army leadership of the Northern Command there, as well as the Home Minister and the Governor of Jammu and Kashmir visit those who've been lucky enough to escape with their lives. They are badly injured. Many of them are badly injured, but as you can see, they are in good spirits as the Home Minister calls on them. The Governor is by the Home Minister's side, and this is going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to continue for the next few days, and we are hoping that every one of these men makes a full recovery very soon. They're being given the best possible care at the military hospital, the base hospital in Srinagar. Some of them will be flown to Delhi very shortly for further care. Many of them will be taken care of at the base hospital in Srinagar. The 92 base hospital happens to be one of the best in the country.
सबसे ज्यादा क्लैरिटी ये थी ये खिड़की के अंदर खड़ा था और इसने उस गाड़ी को आते भी देखा, सारा कुछ देखा.
And the deaths that were wrought by this enormous explosion that took place, and you can see the effects of that explosion in those horrifying pictures in Pulwama, and these are of course the men who escaped with their lives. Some reports suggest that it was an explosive weighing about 200 to 300 to perhaps even 350 kilograms of explosive that created this enormous explosion. We just wanted to give you a sense of if it was RDX or plastic explosives, what 350 or 320 kilograms actually looks like. That's what it would look like if you considered one single brick to be about 3 or 4 kilos. That's the amount of explosives that the Jaish-e-Mohammed managed to logistically transport, probably in pieces, to get to Pulwama for this huge attack on the CRPF. All right, Ram Madhav is speaking right now. Let's just cut across.
This at a time when Pakistan has provoked us in a manner that we haven't seen since 26/11. We're seeing global condemnation of Rawalpindi already. Attacks coming diplomatically against Islamabad. We're seeing Pakistan in denial. We're seeing China highly ambiguous. What's your reading of the diplomatic situation at this time? Do you believe the world will back the Modi government's actions against the Pakistani state?
You see, Rahul, world is largely supporting India's stand on this question of Pakistan sponsoring of terror. We have to continue with certain immediate measures. There will be certain tactical measures, like one of them you have seen, the withdrawal of MFN status to Pakistan. Some such tactical measures need to be taken. Some important strategic steps also have to be taken. That's why the security forces have been given full freedom by Honorable Prime Minister. But then the important point that you are raising is about the diplomatic initiatives that we have to take to ensure that Pakistan is declared a terrorist nation, sponsor of global terrorism. Everybody knows, if you see the statement put out by the State Department of USA today, they have categorically stated in that statement that you, Pakistan, you are hosting terrorists in your country, you are allowing them to operate out of your country. It's a categorical statement. The world knows what is actually being used by Pakistan and of course countries like China is a consensus, lack of consensus on the definition of terrorism at the United Nations Security Council level. Government of India as a long-term measure has to strive to bring about one consensus on terrorism so that we can declare Pakistan easily as a terrorist nation.
Sir, after Pathankot, after Uri, we heard some of the same voices that we will isolate Pakistan on the global stage. How is it that what we will do this time is different from what you promised to do after Uri, after Pathankot? Because what you did at that time clearly did not change Pakistan's ways.
largely Pakistan stands isolated. You see, largely. Why I am saying largely is because you and I, we all know that it still gets patronage from some big countries in the world. But largely today, there is near consensus in the West, in the democratic world especially, that Pakistan has emerged as a global hub of terror. You are partially right, because in spite of our best efforts, we could not get that consensus to be worked out on the question of terrorism, the definition of terrorism. Thereby countries like China use that excuse that, you know, this terrorism, there is lack of consensus on who can be called a terrorist, who cannot be called a terrorist. They use that excuse to use their veto power. It's a challenge. We have to continue to pursue it. We have to continue to pursue to isolate Pakistan.
How important is support from the Donald Trump government in the United States? Is Delhi hoping that Washington will come to India's aid? What kind of aid are you expecting? Intelligence inputs, specific active intelligence about targets in Pakistan? Are you expecting more? Are you expecting joint operations? Is that even possible? Does America even care? Or do you think this is a battle India will need to fight and win on its own?
We are getting a lot of intelligence sharing, other support from not only the United States, but many countries in the Arab world also. We have intelligence sharing arrangements with countries in the Middle East. Of course, with USA, it's an important relationship between our two countries. The intelligence relationship is very strong. We continue to receive that support. But Rahul, at the end of the day, India as a country has to stand up and face its own challenges while seeking the support of all the countries. I do not forget the history as far as dealing with Pakistan is concerned. We have had incidents like attack on Indian Parliament. We had the support of the then American administration also, don't forget. But then, at a very crucial time, Pakistan, because of the Afghanistan situation, started getting F-16s from America. We were protesting. We were saying it is a terror-sponsoring country. Yet, America had its own compulsions, or you call them its own interests. They were then supplying Pakistan with money, supplying Pakistan with weapons. So, when it comes to fighting terror, it's a very noble idea that the whole world comes together as one man and fights against terror. But ultimately, every country, more importantly for a country like India, it has to find its own ways and means of tackling this menace which we have created some 70-75 years ago in our neighborhood, a rogue nation by name Pakistan.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.